Hello YouTube, this is Alfonso Ali with PinFX, just giving you all a video on the foreign exchange market hours. And it's very important to know when to trade, when not to trade. You can trade anytime you want. Foreign exchange is a 24-hour market, and it usually begins at the market open, which is around Sunday at 5 p.m. and it closes on Friday at about 5 p.m. Now, some brokers might shut down their systems a little early. I know with Traders Way, they shut down around 4 o'clock. Owanda shuts down at 5. So usually between 4 and 5 o'clock, actually after probably 1 o'clock on Friday, you really shouldn't be trading. Like, it's just pointless. Um, it's pointless to be trading. But there's 5 different markets you have to realize in the foreign exchange market. And again, the market is open 24 hours, but there's 5 different markets. What are those markets? So if you want to, you can bookmark this website. This is a Forex time converter, and basically it tells you, depending on what country you're in, it'll give you different time zones, and also the actual markets of what time they open and close. So please bookmark this in your Google Chrome or internet browser, whatever internet browser you have. So, but right here, you can go ahead and go here and save it. The description will also be below. Please subscribe and like and comment, if you need be on this channel. But I'm going to scroll on down here and just show y'all there's 5 different market centers. You got Frankfurt, Germany, London, New York, Sydney, and Tokyo. 5 different market centers, all right? And I live in the United States. I live in Pennsylvania. So what you need to do is determine your time zone and what time you're going to trade and so forth. So you got to know your time zone and what time the market opens up. Now, just being 200%, every market opens up at 8 o'clock a.m. in their time zone. So, like, I'm in New York, right? So our time zones is different between London, New York, Sydney, Tokyo, different time zones. But if I was to trade, let's say the New York market, it would be 8 o'clock in the morning is when the New York market will open up, New York sessions, and it will close at 4 o'clock p.m. All right, so you have the actual time and date of when the market is going to open up. Now, if I was to trade during London market hours, I would have to get up around 2:30 in the morning to start trading when London market opens up at 3 o'clock. Now, it's 3 o'clock in my time zone, but it's 8 o'clock over in their time zone when everybody's getting up and the market, the banks are opening. So it's crazy. I had to get up 3 a.m. to trade London markets. Germany, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when their market opens up in Germany. So again, I had to get up 2 o'clock in the morning or 1:30 just to prepare myself to trade during Germany market hours. Sydney, well, Sydney opens up at 4 o'clock p.m. All right, so 4 o'clock to 12. That's when Sydney opens up. Australia. All right. So by the time New York is closing, Australia is opening up at 4 o'clock. Then you have Tokyo, Japan, which opens up at 6 p.m. in my time zone. But all of these time zones, all the markets still open up 8 o'clock a.m. and they close at 4. So if I was in Tokyo time zone, then, or if I was visiting Tokyo, then it would be opening up around 8 o'clock in their time zone. So this is the time zone converter. Let's say if I was in London, right? So let's go to London. It's going to pretty much show that the market's going to open up at 8 o'clock. Watch. All right, let me scroll down. See, look at that. 8 o'clock, and this is the London market. See? So if I was visiting London and I was trading, like that's what time I have to get up and start trading. And look at this. If I was trading New York time, it would be 1 p.m. New York wouldn't open up until 1 p.m. in London. So the most volatile times is between when New York is open, and London is open. So in this case, between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock is when it's really like getting down, like like really moving, like pretty heavy. All right. So, but if I was in New York time, let's go back to New York. It's just gonna convert. The most volatile times to trade, the biggest, is between London and New York sessions. So London, New York sessions, like between 8 and 12 is when London and New York is both open. All right, these are the biggest times to trade. The spreads are really low, so you gotta watch all that because that affects your trading and also your profits and so forth. So the best time, if you want to get the best volatile markets, you want to start trading between like 7 o'clock in the morning to about 12. That's the biggest volatile times from New York and London. It's just you get a lot of pips and you can get a lot of profits from those time frames. Another good tip is that for the people who's here in the U.S. is that if you're able to get up around like 2:30 in the morning to trade the London sessions, a lot of times you have some big breakouts and some big moves when the London market opens up, either to the upside or downside, depending on what chart you're trading. So I've experienced that. I woke up like 2:30 in the morning to trade. I think it was Great Britain pound and some of the other pairs, euro. Man, I'm telling you, like as soon as the bank opened, that joint gone. 20, 25 pips, 30 pips sometimes, just to the upside, to the downside. So you can catch a breakout when these banks open up. I've experienced a breakout in New York sessions. As soon as 8 o'clock hit, I just seen a big spike to the downside. It was like 100 pips. It was crazy. 100 pips in like 10 minutes, 50, 60 pips. But this will be the website you come to. Like I said, you can go to your browser, set a bookmark, and just keep it up there. You can always keep it open sometimes too. Then they got refresh when you want to refresh the page, just to show when the markets are open and etc. So check it out. It's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it, on the market hours. Like I said, you have to be careful when the market, are the most volatile, or just be aware when the market's the most volatile, you get a lot of movements, which is good because you get a lot of volume and a lot of movements, which means you can get a lot of profits within these time frames. One warning is that when New York closes, when 5 o'clock hits, like the day changes with New York sessions, the day changes, which means like you'll find that a lot of spreads are like 3 pip spread, 4 pip spreads, 10 pip spread, 11 pip spread, around like 5, 5:30. p.m. So you really shouldn't be trading like around that time, because the spread, I mean, unless you're already in a trade and you holding it over, like the spreads get really ridiculous. And if you try to play the trade around 5 or 6 o'clock, I mean 5:30, it's just crazy. Like I wouldn't even do it. So stay away from like trading at 5 o'clock, p.m. or 5:30. It's just ridiculous spreads. It's crazy. Like the best times again is between, you can catch the London breakout, which is around, if you want to analyze the charts, get up around like 2:30. You usually can see something within 30 minutes before the banks open up, the market opens up. And in between 7 and 12 o'clock. Like after 12, the market starts slowing down because Europe banks close, and people are taking profits or scaling out, whatever. But 2:30 in the morning, and some people can't get up. I mean, I get up and trade. I just place my orders and go back to sleep. Like I wake up by the time 8 o'clock hit. Oh, I'm in profits. I've done it. So 2:30, 2:45 GBP, and then the biggest times for volatility is between like 7:30 and 12. All right, biggest times. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my page. I will have more videos on foreign exchange and some strategies on how to help you all get going. Some tutorials on how to set up charts, MetaTrader charts, everything. I'll see y'all later. Alfonso Elliott, signing out. Peace.